Hey guys, welcome back for another one of our mini messages. We hope that you're enjoying them this week. We're going to finish up today in Genesis chapter 16. Now, Hagar had seen the Lord. He had given her a promise. He had told her to name this son Ishmael. He even described how his descendants would be numerous. He would be a great nation, and God would take care of him. God would bless him as well. So she does go back. Remember, she had run away the way Sarah had treated her, the way Abraham had allowed that to occur, that he didn't step in and help her in that moment. So she does return, and that's seen very clearly in verse 13. It says, thereafter, Hagar used another name to refer to the Lord who had spoken to her. She said, "You are the God who sees me." She also said, "I have truly seen the one who sees me." So that well, remember, she was by a stream, and there was a well there. So that well was named Bir Lahairoi, which means well of the living one who sees me. It can still be found between Kadesh and Bered. Verse 15, so Hagar gave Abram a son, and Abram named him Ishmael. Abram was 86 years old when Ishmael was born. Boy, I tell you what, Abraham starts his family a little late, doesn't he? I was 39 when Charlie was born, and I thought I was getting a late start. I guess I was an early bird of the situation compared to this guy. Now, Hagar, in this, being serious about it, she names God. She gives him a name. This is how she refers to him from then on, as the God who sees me. Because when she was at that well, or she was at that stream, and she felt she was so alone, off in the wilderness by herself, God came to her. She understood, He sees me. God sees us. He sees us in our moments of strength. He sees us in our moments of weakness. He sees us when we succeed. He sees us when we fail. Nothing's out of God's sight. We're all right there in front of Him. That should bring you a lot of comfort that she could name God this, because that name for God applies to you because God sees us. He knows us. He loves us. He cares for us. He came to the most unlikely of person in Hagar, the maidservant. This child was outside of God's perfect will, but God didn't abandon her or the child. It shows that even in the midst of sin, God's not done with us. He doesn't condone our sin. He doesn't endorse our sin. But sin does not cause Him to leave us forever. It doesn't cause Him to throw His hands up and say, "I'm done with you." God works through those things with us to bring us back to Him, to bring us to repentance and set us on a different road. So her name for God is awesome to me. And that name for God applies to you just as much as it did to Hagar. Now, apparently, she told Abraham and Sarah this whole story, because notice what the child was named. The child was named Ishmael. Now, the father had naming rights. So Abraham apparently did believe her and did name the child this. He did understand what had happened in this moment. So as I think about that, it shows faith on Abraham's part, that he trusted in God still. His sin in this situation didn't separate him from God forever, and the sin that's happening in your life right now doesn't separate you from God forever. That relationship can be vital and right there in front of you. It just takes us turning back to God in repentance. Have a great day. We'll see you again soon.